we are just a week away from when the tampering period in free agency in the 2023 season will begin. And the Detroit Lions are not slated to make any big moves. That is coming from general manager Brad Holmes. But I believe that there is a secret weapon that they're holding, and that is keeping their knowledge close to the chest. We don't want to give away too much who we will be going after, who we could be looking at free agency, but we know that we are going to build through the draft. And whether it's this year, next year, or coming up in the future, I believe that the Detroit Lions will try to snag someone who could make a difference on this team in free agency. And according to this, coming from All Lions, coming from ESPN Plus, Football Outsiders has a bold move for the Detroit Lions that they can make that will help shore up that defense for the 2023 NFL season. And that bold move would be to bring in free agent Jessie Bates. Now, shout out to my guy, The Dern, who is very high on Jessie Bates. We wanted him last year. He particularly wanted him last year. But then the Cincinnati Bengals slapped the franchise tag on him. And it's very unlikely that they'll do that for the second time this season. Now, the free agency franchise tag. The franchise tag has to be put on by, I believe, Tuesday around 4 o'clock. I think I saw something this morning that teams have another 48 hours or so to put the franchise tag on players. That's why all this news about Daniel Jones and Lamar Jackson is coming out regarding franchise tags. But here's what Football Outsiders had to say about the Lions' bold move to snag Jessie Bates in free agency. The Lions had only $13 million in cap space as of late February. Now that number now has become $23+ million with the release of Michael Brockers. We got a few more cuts that could possibly happen on the horizon, but could easily create more with a few restructured contracts and veteran trimmings. Football Outsiders explain. They can do what they please in free agency, and Bates is the jewel of this year's class, a 26-year-old playoff-tested, high-impact safety who has never received all-pro recognition but should have once or twice. The Bengals are unlikely to franchise tag Bates for a second consecutive year. A long-term deal is possible but tricky. The Bengals are saving their nickels and dimes for Joe Burrow's extension. And don't forget about after that, the year after Joe Burrow's extension, they will be looking to extend Jamar Chase. So they might have to, I think that's where the T. Higgins trade rumors came from. Multiple reports have indicated that Bates may be parting ways with the Bengals when free agency signing period begins on March the 15th. As Football Outsiders added, once Bates hits the market, he'll be looking for big bucks and a team that's ready to contend. The Lions can provide both, and Bates will immediately upgrade a defense that ranked 29th in DVOA against deep passes in 2022. Now, if we go to Jessie Bates' stats, Jessie Bates only missed one game in his NFL career, and that was 2 seasons ago in the 2021 season. This guy has played 79 games out of potential 80 in his NFL career. And in each of his 5 seasons, he has had at least 1 interceptions. Total tackles. Look at this. He's up there with Tracy Walker when it comes to total tackles. Solo, 73, 70, 78, 67, and 38 last year. So Jessie Bates could be on the Detroit Lions radar. Now, the thing that I want you to remember, when I started this video, I started by saying the Detroit Lions are in the smoke and mirrors area right now, where they're not going to show their hands. We do have Brad Holmes' track record, and he seems to sign a lot of under-the-radar players. I'll put it like that. A lot of under-the-radar players. We went out and got Deshaun Elliott, who is, we have to consider, are we going to bring him back? So will the Lions make this bold move? I'm not too sure. I don't know. I think that there is a bold move somewhere in the Detroit Lions camp. I could see them making this move if they did not trade for Jalen Ramsey, but both of these won't happen because Jessie Bates got franchise tag for $12 million a year, or $12 million last year. If he's looking for a long-term deal, we gave Tracy Walker, a 2 or 3 year deal last season, right? So will we sign Jessie Bates? I don't know, but I know that he would exponentially help our secondary out. We have Kirby back there as well, but we don't know how Tracy Walker is going to come back. We've seen videos of him where he seems to be above or ahead of schedule in his recovery. Bold move, I would say yes. Based on Brad Holmes' track record of bringing in free agents the way that he has, I would definitely say that this would be a bold move. If it were to happen, that would be a big deal. And like I said, there's no way we're going to get Jalen Ramsey and a Jessie Bates. The decision would have to be made. But the one thing I will say about Jessie Bates is he will not require any draft capital. So that would be something to look into. My name is Derek. This is Detroit Lions Syndicate. Consider subscribing to the YouTube channel because we make videos every day about your Detroit Lions, and free agency starts 1 week from tomorrow. That's when the tampering period begins, so be ready for that. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself, and as always, go Lions.